welcome to the Canadian Topes channel. If you're new here, very warm welcome to you. Happy New Year, happy 2023. Hope you had a restful, relaxing holiday season and you had a wonderful Christmas. My name is Topes and I just love making new friends. So if you're new here, don't be shy, say hi in the comments. If you're not following me on Instagram, by the way, you should follow me. It's the same as my YouTube channel, Canadian Topes. And the real Canadian Topes, but that's not my handle. My handle is Canadian Topes. Today's video, I'm going to be talking savings. So 2023 is going to be a year of savings, and I want to give you some practical tips, very practical ideas, very practical tips on how you can get your savings started in 2023. I know a lot of people struggle with saving. I do too sometimes, even though I like to think of myself as a cheap saver. I get caught up on buying stuff. I love shopping. Well, I don't like shopping, but I like having new things. I think that's the key phrase. I can sit here and buy $1,000 worth of clothes. I don't need more clothes, guys. But I can because I enjoy having new things. I like wearing my new clothes and I wear them immediately they arrive. I'm not the kind of person to keep new clothes for things. Like, oh, I have a party in 3 months. I'm going to keep this. No! I'm going to wear it now. I'll wear it in 3 months. But I digress, which you guys are used to now. So we're going to talk about savings because I'm a spender too. And I still find ways to save because I had to find a system that worked for me. A lot of people can just save every month, get paid and take out money for savings. I struggle with that because like I said, I like buying things. I like wearing new things. So whenever I get money in my account, I'm thinking, oh, I needed that thing. I wanted that thing. So my mind is constantly racing and after spending money to send it to people to, just spread the love. There's so many things we need money to do in this life, and unfortunately I'm not dating a billionaire, and I don't really think that Jeff Bezos or Elon Musk or any of those people would find me as their type because historically they've never dated anyone like me. So I need to stop keeping up hopes. So I need to figure out a way to save, and as someone that historically struggled with that, my mom, shout out to you, Mom, was actually the person that gave me the idea that I'm going to talk about really extensively in this video on how to save. So I hope you have your notes because I want you to take practical notes. I want to take notes because these are practical steps that you can take in 2023 to see a difference in your saving culture. So why do we need to save? Let's just kind of give like a brief history or a brief like summary of why you need to save. Because I know a lot of people are like, well, I pay my bills, I own my home, I don't really need to save. I think it's incorrect because even though you have all your bills paid every month and you own your home, you probably pay your mortgage, you still want to have money in case something happens, right? Like my washer has been behaving funny. I need to get a new one next year. I need to save up for that. I literally save up for that. And there's things like that even in your home that you need to buy. Sometimes you just want to have extra money where it's like, you need something, you're hoping somebody gives it to you, or you're praying that you get a raise at work or something. And all of that is just taking too long to happen. You're just going to be like, F it, I'm going to buy myself that new laptop or that new phone or whatever you need that's going to make life easier for you. So that's one of the reasons why you need to save. And this whole idea of like waiting on an inheritance, where it's like, oh, well, my parents are going to leave me their home or whatever, I'm going to sell it, or they leave me their cars. Like, God willing, your parents are going to live to the 100. What? For many of you, that's 50 years away, or 60, or 40. You really don't want to be able to, like, afford living and enjoying life until then, Like, I'm not one of those people that likes to bank on inheritance. Like, I strongly believe that you should not bank on an inheritance for your retirement, because let's say your parents are 55 years old, or your parents are 55 years old right now, and they live to their 100. That's 45 years from now. Trust me, if you are even 25, 45 years from now is what you're going to be 70. You would have retired before then, right? So you need to have money for retirement because your parents are still alive and they still need their home. They still do all those things, right? So that's one of the reasons why you need to save and stop thinking about that. For a lot of Nigerians watching this that maybe have that thought of like inheritance or whatever, the value of whatever home or house or property or land or cars that your parents are going to leave to you, when you convert it to like dollars, like if you're living in the US or in Canada, or you're in the UK, where you convert it to pounds, or even in Europe with euros, you get where I'm going with this. It's almost kind of like nothing. It's like So you really don't want to back on that for retirement. You need to start saving. And I know retirement is not the focus of this video, because then we'll be talking about investing, which is a whole lot about game. But I want to talk about savings for 2023 because we're heading towards like a time of tightening the purse strings, where things are more expensive, there's inflation, everything's expensive, salary raises and bonuses are not increasing as fast as they should. Saving for retirement is not kind of the focus of this video. We're going to be more focusing on just having money in your account for things that will happen in 2023. Let's say you have goals of like buying a house or buying a car or something like that. You want to be able to have money for that. And let's even assume that you just want to have money. You want to see zeros in your account, because for some people that's their goal, and me too. I like seeing zeros in my account. Well, when I mean zeros, I mean zeros after numbers, after like 10 or 20, not 0, 0, 0. Let's say that's your goal. It's also important, right, to have savings for that. So without further ado, let's get started in talking about how you can get saving ready for 2023. I hope that you guys don't mind the length of this video, because it's going to be a bit long because there's a lot of information I want to give, but I felt like it was necessary to give that background as to why you should be saving. It's important that you write down what the goal for saving is. I've told a lot of my followers that one of their goals for 2023 should be saving for their TFSA. Really, literally, saving to maximize your TFSA contribution for 2023. TFSA is tax-free savings account. It's not just a savings account. Like, it's an investment vehicle. I know the name says savings account, but it's very confusing, and I can make another video to elaborate on that. But it doesn't mean that you have to keep it in a savings account. You can use your TFSA to do anything. You can invest with your TFSA, you can buy gold in your TFSA, you can buy crypto, anything. But the contribution for 2023 is $6,500 in the TFSA, and you absolutely want to have that money ready before the end of the year. Just because it's nice to be able to save $6,500 in a year, right? The whole point of the TFSA is to get people saving. That's why it was created. That's why it's tax-free. It's to kind of like entice people to save more. So if your goal is saving $6,500 in 2023, then you're in the right place, because I can help you do that. I can show you how to do that. And you might want to save 20 grand, you might want to save 50 grand. I don't know what your salary is. You might want to save half of your income. Honestly, kudos to you. But if you're able to save $6,500, I'm very, very proud of you. So how do you go about doing that? I said I have a goal in mind, because it's important to have a goal. For some people, when you just save for saving's sake, they get bored of it and they have to spend it. So put your money into different places. One secret that I'm going to share with you is that in 2023, I'm saving for many things. I'm saving to have $6,500 from my TFSA. I'm saving to be able to travel, because I want to travel to like different places in 2023. I'm saving to also saving my RRSP, because I want to use my RRS. I want to kind of get that tax break by having a lot in my RRSP. So that's one of my goals. Another goal, which I'm shy to tell you, but I have to just be real, is to start saving for my wedding. I don't have a ring on my finger. I don't know who I'm going to be married to. I don't have a potential husband yet. But I feel led to start saving for that, because I don't want to be caught unawares. I'm one of those people that like to be ready. I plan for things. So even though the wedding might not be in 2023, it might be 2024, hopefully, latest. But God will send me the man. Somebody say amen. I'm planning to start saving for that from 2023. So I have all of that, and I'm going to share how I'm going to share 2 key ways in this video on how to do that. So now let's get started. How do you save? My mom introduced me to what Nigerians call ajo, or isusu, or susu, and I think other African countries kind of call it something similar as well, which basically is where a group of people come together as a collective to save. So how it works is that you have, let's say, a group of 6 friends, and you all have a goal of saving $500 a month, because you know within yourselves you struggle to save, and you know these people have good jobs, they're paid enough that they can save $500, and they're responsible people, right? It's just that most times when they save, after a few months, they spend the money because something comes up or they just like to buy things, which no shame. I like people that buy things because I'm one of those people. As I was saying, 6 group of friends coming together to save together. The way it works back in Nigeria, and you can replicate this anywhere all over the world, is to have each person assigned to a month in the year. That's how I do it. So person 1 is January, person 2 is February, person 3 is March, April, May, June. You know the months of the year. Couldn't. Each person then gets the money that the group saves during their month. So for example, let's say I'm January and my friends are February, March, April, May, blah, blah, blah. In January, all of them will send money to me, the $500. So that's $3,000 that I have in my account, say, per January. I can take that $3,000 and put it straight into my TFSA, so I never have to spend it. It's basically my savings for 6 months, but I'm collecting it in January. In February, I will send $500 to another friend who's collecting in February, and other people will send it to that person. On and on until you guys have gone through the 7 months for the several people in your group. Now, you may be thinking, well, why would I want to do that? There's no interest. Biggest argument I hear from people is, oh, but I'm not getting interest. Well, you're not getting any interest on $0, are you? Because why are you putting money in your account? You spend it. So you're not getting interest. Why are you worried about $2 of interest? $2 of interest is even very generous because a lot of bank accounts give you 0.1, like the interest rate is 0.1% or 1%. High interest savings account give you 3%. Really? Because of $9, you would not take advantage of this, knowing that you have an impulse that needs to be corrected? Spending. Like whenever I hear that argument, just like, you're not ready. That's basically how the AJO works. And I usually recommend this approach for people that struggle with saving. People that have the money to save but just end up not having savings because they spend it. This way the money is out of sight, out of mind. That's the first thing you do when you get your paycheck. Because you know you're owing people. It's literally like a debt. And if you're a good person, like you're a responsible person, that's the first thing you want to clear when you get paid. I pay my debts first. So you send the money to whoever is collecting that month or to the admin, depending on how it's run. And then that person has the money. You never get to touch it. When it's your time to collect, you collect money from everybody. Immediately you get that money, guess where it goes? Into where it needs to go. Your TFSA, your RRSP, you pay for the car, you get it out of sight. So you never have to spend money on something that you have a plan for. Remember, you're spending the money on the goal that you wrote down. So if your goal is $6,500 for your TFSA and you're in a group of 12, right? So in a year, you actually get $5,500. So you've already put more than like 3/4 of the $6,500 I needed in your AJO. And you can by yourself save up the remaining $1,100. Now, I know that a lot of people have anxiety about trusting people with their money. Yeah, don't trust anybody. Don't go into AJO with strangers. In the second part of this video, I'm going to explain how to successfully run and coordinate an AJO group, and as a member as well, how to be on your best behavior and how to make sure that you are the right person, the right fit for an AJO group. Stay tuned. Shameless plug to my editor. Thank you, because I know that you're going to have to make sense of this whole wombo jumbo, that if you decide to leave this in here, I have no issues with it because this is me. I don't mind people seeing all of this all cut perfectly.